Hello all the unhonored ones. Today we're going to be digging into the life and times of Gojo Satoru. We already know that throughout heaven and earth he alone is the honored one. So let's see why he exactly is the honored one. Also, spoilers ahead for anyone who hasn't caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen yet and complete. If the story hasn't been spoiled by TikTok or Instagram comments, you too can be the honored one. Gojo Satoru is widely known as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the entire world, and also has a nickname of the blindfolded idiot, given to him by Maki. Gojo Satoru is the pride of the Gojo family, one of the three big families in the Jujutsu world. The Gojo family, Zenin family, and Kamo family are the three distinguished clans with the greatest Jujutsu sorcerers. They have existed for over 1,000 years and are known for passing down powerful inherited techniques. Their influence goes all the way to the Prime Minister, and the head of the Jujutsu headquarters is appointed by the Prime Minister based on the nominations from the Big Three. Each clan has a rivalry with another, especially the Zenin and Gojo clans, whose former heads are said to have killed each other in the past. Not too surprising to know after all we saw what happened between Toji and Gojo in the Hidden Inventory arc, where Toji gave a shout out to the Apple logo. Regarding his relatives, we're only aware of two of Gojo's at the present moment. Gojo's family descends from Michizane Sugawara, who is the first leader of his clan. The current leader of the Gojo clan is of course the mature Gojo Satoru. As mentioned by Maki and Panda, Michizane is one of Japan's big three vengeful spirits, and a big shot in the Jujutsu world. That's all we know about him for now though. And yes, Michizane is also an ancestor of Yuta Okkotsu, which makes him a distant relative of Satoru. If you think that Gojo struggled hard to become the strongest, or you have memories of his father's dance that turned out to be the best dance against Michael Jackson, well, you're wrong. You cannot become Gojo Satoru, you're born Gojo Satoru. He is the first person to inherit both the Limitless and the Six Eyes in 400 years. On top of that, he has an unmatched riz, so no doubt he is the strongest. Gojo is widely loved because of his complex character. He is funny and nonchalant towards the people he likes, and brutal against the ones he doesn't like. He is not a humble guy who as well knows he is the most powerful and invincible, so he is extremely confident in his skills. Of course, he is not always the smartest, as his enemies always find a way to keep him away from their plans. Otherwise, the season would end in a single episode. Despite being so confident, he didn't used to always say, "I am the strongest." He would always say to Geto, "We are the strongest," until they parted ways in front of the KFC. Gojo's life was smooth until the Hidden Inventory arc. He was targeted by many bounty hunters after he was born, but none of them were able to harm him. Despite still being a student at Tokyo Metropolitan Cursed Technical College, also known as Tokyo Jujutsu High, Gojo and his best friend Geto were acknowledged as the strongest pair of sorcerers. Tokyo Jujutsu High, by the way, is one of the only two Jujutsu educational institutions in all of Japan, and is located deep in the mountains. It's also hidden by a protected barrier maintained by Master Tengen. How is this related to Gojo though? Well, it is managed by Jujutsu headquarters, and the administration's strongest sorcerer and the most troublesome sorcerer are both Gojo. He often ends up clashing with them and mocking them. As you must have already seen in the new season, Gojo and Geto were personally tasked to protect Master Tengen's new vessel, Riko. Even though Gojo doesn't care much about weaklings, he becomes friends with Riko since they both were kinda childish. However, Gojo ends up losing Riko because he was outsmarted by Toji Fushiguro, the man who was all over TikTok shorts and Instagram reels last month. Despite having no cursed energy, Toji became a nightmare for both Gojo and Geto. He almost killed Gojo, and if it wasn't for Shoko's reversal technique, he would have been out of here. In round 2 against Toji, Gojo took his revenge, and that's where we get to see a different Gojo, a drunk on his power Gojo. After killing Toji, he went to retrieve Rika's body, and at that time, Gojo was only a step away from becoming Dark Gojo Satoru, from starting his own villain arc. Thankfully, his best friend Geto saved him, only to lose himself later. A year later, Gojo is informed that Geto was on the run after killing a whole village, including his own parents. Geto and Gojo then meet up in front of the KFC, where Geto, who used to tell Gojo that it's their duty to protect the weak ones, informs Gojo that he is going to get rid of all of the weak ones. Geto couldn't bear losing all the people he valued because dumb weaklings kept feeding curses with their negative energy. He couldn't let his friends suffer for others' actions, and hence, Geto became the Eren of this story. To all those who think Geto is right and has his own point of view, you have my respect. But we of course know this isn't the way to go about it. Geto was Gojo's only best friend, and since that day, his best friend became his enemy. Gojo may be the strongest, but he didn't have enough strength to kill his best friend when he had that chance. After this, Gojo meets up with Megumi as per Toji's last wish and helps him get stronger. Gojo then graduated and became a teacher at Tokyo Jujutsu High, and then the events of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie, take place. Yuta Okkotsu was sentenced to execution, but Gojo talks with the higher-ups to push off his execution and lets him join the college. The reason they wanted to get rid of Yuta was because of the spirit of his childhood love for him, Rika, the Queen of Curses. Sometime later, Geto visits Gojo and his students at the school and informs him about an all-out war he is planning. Thankfully, Gojo and Yuta won the war, and Geto did get his hands on Rika. Gojo then helps Yuta to undo Rika's curse. Gojo then kills Geto, deciding not to keep his body at Jujutsu High, and speaking with his long-gone friend one last time. After these events, Season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen begins with Itadori's entrance. Itadori has finally given Gojo a chance to confront fully powered Sukuna and kill him once and for all. Will he be able to kill Sukuna or not? Manga readers have already have the answer. With Itadori and Nobara's entry, we get all the beautiful, wholesome moments from the season. Life was good when we didn't know anything about the dark past of the sorcerers, the heartbreaking parting of ways of Gojo and Geto, and what's worse is that the Shibuya arc has already begun and things are not looking good. From Season 1, we get to see how powerful Gojo is when he easily overpowers 5% of Sukuna's in Itadori's body. Then we get to see Gojo humbling Gojo, then the Kyoto Goodwill event arc. While attacking the school, Gojo was kept away so the fight could at least go on for a few episodes. Unlike Gojo crushes the veil and shows the special great curse, who's the boss here? Bankai. Senbon Zakura. Kageyoshi.